Hey, another day in the crypto world, DeFi, IoT. I want to talk a little bit about Ethereum, some more on Ethereum and understanding what's coming up with this whole merge. Well, they're trying to get away from the 2.0, but let's just say what it is. This whole merge from Ethereum 1.0 to 2.0. What's that going to mean really for our fees and what that is going to mean in actuality to a lot of us? And how do we break that down? Because there's three layers there. We need to break that down, how this really going to affect Ethereum from an investment standpoint. Let's talk a little about that. All right, so first and foremost, you guys know that I'm not a huge fan of Ethereum from the aspect of decentralization. I'm sorry, I can spit that word out this morning. It's early. But is Ethereum possibly a potential investment? Well, remember, I'm not a financial advisor. This is just here for information purpose only, sharing you what we're thinking, what we're doing, entertainment, if you will, because I know I'm funny looking at least. May not be funny, but funny looking. Yeah, anyway, the older you get, the more you can accept truth, right? Anyway, so back to Ethereum. Is it a good investment, let's say, like Bitcoin? Bitcoin is definitely a different creature. Bitcoin is created to be decentralized. And I've already explained that. There's other videos that you can go back into with our history videos, and you can see those videos. In the future, we're going to get really good at linking all that together. The problem we have here is the difference between my team. Most of them speak only Spanish. And when I do these videos in English, they don't understand what I'm saying. So they don't know what they're supposed to go back and link. And unfortunately, because I'm always out doing or studying and researching, I don't necessarily take the time or have the time to go back and tell them what videos to put in. I just say, find these videos, but it might not be the right one. So sometimes they get it, sometimes they don't. We will get better at that because they are learning English, and some actually will be working both sides, different countries, okay, of the both sides of the continents. All right, anyway, so Ethereum. It's different than Bitcoin in the fact that it is much more centralized. In the proof of staking, what's going to take place is when Ethereum makes the merge to their 2.0, right? It's basically they're just creating there's three layers. There's the consensus layer, the execution layer, and the data layer in Ethereum. Okay, that's what people need to understand. It's not like the whole thing changes. The only thing that's going to change on this is the actual consensus layer, right? Where instead of it being proof of work, where miners are actually creating the actual algorithm and the security of that algorithm, because that's something that is much more secure, that will change when Ethereum moves to a consensus of staking. So in other words, the only thing we're talking about, those three layers, the data layer would be obviously the block transactions, things of that nature, all the data. The other is the execution layer. On the execution layer, what are we going to find? Well, that's where we're going to find different sharding projects. In other words, projects that are going to shoot off and base themselves off the Ethereum layer, like Polygon, for example, and others. And which Polygon is something that we look at as a future good investment because of what they're going to offer in helping lower those transaction fees. And this is going to take place when it goes from proof of work to proof of staking. In other words, where crypto mining GPUs, graphic cards, or these ASIC miners are producing the algorithms, right? All they're going to do is try to make themselves look better to institutional and country investors, right? So in other words, say country investors is, can countries invest in this? Sure they can. And they can especially invest in it more so even when it's proof of staking, when it makes that merge. So you're going to allow a huger influence to come in with different political aspects of what they want to do. And they're going to control, in essence, Ethereum. So in that aspect, I don't like it, but that's no different, I guess, than investing in the stock exchange in any country. The businesses are controlled by political influence, whether it's a lot of that's political on a national or international scales, right? So those businesses are controlled by the political influences, and many of them are. In the bottom line, making a profit. However, is making a profit going to be the concern for Ethereum in these stakeholders? Well, yes and no. It is because they want to keep it alive, right? Because the more they keep it alive, the more value they can gain out of it. But there's also other ways where they can actually use Ethereum for, I want to say, not nefarious purposes, though I think they can borderline that, but actually more unethical purposes. Whereas Bitcoin actually is a lot less susceptible to these influences because it's more decentralized, and that's the difference. Okay, it's like the banking system; it's centralized, and so there's more actually nefarious things going on in a banking system, even though they tell you it's not. And the people that are in the suits and the ties and telling you that, hey, I want to double check and make sure you're not laundering money, are actually the ones behind the scenes laundering the money. Not all of them, but many of them, and I know that personally in my involvement in the political arena. And when I was the CEO of this international company, I had a lot of banker and political friends, and they told me how things work. And I had those experiences. I've recited some of those in other videos. So, what's going to happen with Ethereum? Right now, Ethereum, really, if you look at what David Dawn came out recently saying, and there's another video too by Guy on Coin Bureau. I really like Guy on Coin Bureau. He really does his homework well. And I really like where he comes from. I think he really understands crypto and understands investment. So what I'm going to tell you right now is not necessarily pro-crypto because it's more centralized. It's very pro-investment. So what we're going to look at, what we're holding, and we're going to hold more of in shedding this light, is Ethereum. And I'm not going to put a lot into Ethereum. I really like Bitcoin. I think long-term, where we're going to look for holding, where we're hodling right now, is we're not really holding a lot in helium because we're going to generate that. Okay, so we're going to generate the helium. And I'm really I'm still jury's out a little bit. I think helium's going to have a good potential. Planet Watch, we liquidated all of our Planet Watch. We dumped Planet Watch. And if Planet Watch is going to come back around at all, it's going to have to show some leadership. They're going to bring some people on. They can actually sell their data. And I talked to a guy directly with Atmotube, and he told me that, look, there's nobody that wants to buy this indoor data at this point. And that's what a lot of people are saying. I disagree. I think insurance companies and governments will come on board later for that. And I've mentioned that in another video. So what are we looking at? Well, we're looking at Bitcoin number 1. And unfortunately, I have to say that Ethereum is probably going to be the number 2 that's going to grow. Why? Because I think Ethereum, based on different reportings that I've listened to and reviewed, Ethereum is probably undervalued about 100%. So in other words, it's probably about 50% of its value. So it can actually almost double in value at it's at now, $5,000 to $6,000 range, maybe in the next year to 2 years. So is it undervalued now? Time to get in, and that's if the merge takes place. Now, is there a risk in that? Yes, because if they fail on the merge, it could collapse the system and devalue, and maybe pick it up even less. I don't think Ethereum's going anywhere. They'll just fix it and repair it. And I don't like the politics of Ethereum's leadership, right? I don't like Vitalik's way he thinks. I mean, he's very centralized, right? And that's just how he thinks. And in crypto, that's not what we're supposed to do. So it's kind of taking the good of one and trying to put it with the other and be that dominant currency in the world. Obviously, fighting with ADA, with Cardano, etc. But I think they have a little bit different spin to it that I like a little bit better. However, is Cardano in there for us? Long term, yes. So here we go. Bitcoin, Ethereum number 2. Why? Because in this merge, what's going to take place is this. It's only going to take place, this change from Ethereum 1.0 to 2.0. It doesn't create a new Ethereum. You have the Ethereum Classic, which is the original one. That's something different. And that's where miners actually can go to. And right now, or as of last week, it was producing about the same as Ethereum. So right now it's comparing. But you have the hash rate move that's going to depend on how many are in GPUs and how much are in ASIC miners. Those of you in GPUs will understand that. So that's something different. That's from the mining standpoint. Coming back to, and with that mining standpoint, when you take away from proof of work, which is these miners I'm talking about, it's called proof of work, POW. When you have that, you have more secure network. Okay. So when you go proof of staking, it's more secure and decentralized. When you go proof of staking, it's less centralized and less secure. Okay, that's what I don't like about it. But yet everybody says it saves energy, right? So that's why Ethereum wants to move, is so they can be adopted by governments and be that currency to replace the dollar, possibly, or to be that global currency that the World Bank is looking to initiate, right? Try to offer something that's already established and already widely accepted. And because it's so widely accepted, because so many people out there don't truly understand what cryptocurrency does and what it defends, they're into Ethereum. They're into both, Ethereum and Bitcoin. So where's our holding, our hodling going to be at? Bitcoin, Ethereum. Polkadot is right there. I like Polkadot with the parachains because the same idea as the sharding. Polygon right there, based off that Ethereum, like we're talking about, that Ethereum layer where they can actually bring in and help lower those gas fees. Now, understand something. When they go proof of staking, the gas fees aren't going to lower. That won't lower for time still. There's going to need to be other developers come on board, like Polygon, for example, and lower those gas fees. So you're still going to have high gas fees for a while, because the staking is still they're going to be your consensus group, and they're going to still charge. They're going to make money. But as time goes on, over the next year, the reports are stating that Ethereum could be up to $5,000 range, maybe even pushing $6,000. But projections are showing about $5,000. But like Guy in Coin Bureau, he feels that's underestimated because of their deflation. The deflationary strategies that are also going to implement in this 2.0 merge. Deflationary meaning that instead of Ethereum actually growing every year in number, they'll actually be becoming less Ethereum out there, right? So there's processes for that. There's other videos to explain that as well. Bitcoin, Ethereum for hodling. That's what we're doing. Polkadot, Polygon, ADA, and then we're mining in Helium. We're no longer mining we're not mining. You're not really mining. You're providing the Helium network and getting compensated for that. We're looking into other data storage, decentralized data storage providers, SC Prime, REVOIFi, and others. And I see that there are some YouTubers already trying to climb in bed with SC Prime. The Vegas show is coming up, and I was hoping to go there and try to get a really independent. I'm still going to go there and do what I need to do, and I'll interview this other YouTuber and see, why he's trying to climb in bed with them on SC Prime. But he's a YouTuber that just basically promotes plug and plays. He doesn't really understand crypto. And I'm not going to take that away from him. He's just promoting plug and plays and his beer, right? I think that he does not do a lot of homework on it. But by the same token, he does have a way to get in and talk to people directly. And I'll give him that. That's good. So then that will be where we're holding a hodling right now. There are others out there. Yeah, like I mentioned, Cardano will be long term. We've reduced our Cardano right now to use that for other things, but we'll get back into the increasing Cardano. So that's what's going to go on with Ethereum, and I think that kind of gives you a brief overview of what's going to take place with Ethereum. One, it's not going to really do anything to reduce fees yet for a while. But I think Ethereum might be good to hold. If you want to stake Ethereum, that's fine. But remember, right now, you can stake it, but there's no exit clause. I mean, there's no exit strategy yet. Ethereum does not allow you to remove that. So I'm going to hold off on staking. I'm just going to hodl it myself and then look at other ways that I might be able to, not in liquidity pools at all. I don't recommend that. I think that those are very higher risk. Okay. And so we'd like to stay away from liquidity pools. We played in one, and it's not turning out too good right now, as we've mentioned before. But we'll see what happens. Things are down right now with what's going on overseas and so forth. DeFi IoT. I think if you're looking at something to hodl, Bitcoin, Ethereum, good hodls. And I think that Ethereum, from what I'm reading, is probably only about at half its value right now for what you're going to see over the next year and a half, 2 years max. And that all is depending on the merge. Now, when is that merge going to take place? They're saying June, but I think it's going to be more between June and October. Could vary a little bit in there. But I think that's more what it's going to be based on what others are saying too. Blind Rock with Son of a Tech, and as well as Bitsby Trip and other good sources to listen to and get an idea to where you can, apply that to your own studies. We're here to help you understand what we're doing. I hope this helps you understand a little bit of what we think about Ethereum. I don't like it on a crypto aspect, but as an investment, it's something that we think it has upside potential. There are some risks, but I don't think those risks are minuscule in comparison to others you can go into that have risk that can double in value over the next year, year and a half. Okay, so just be careful what you do your own research and search out other YouTubers as well to help you understand this. But this is what my research is showing, and I put a lot of time and effort into this. So here at DeFi Edit, if you like what we're doing, hit the subscribe button, please give us a thumbs up and hit that bell, and we'll see you in our next video, which I'm going to show you in a little bit when we go and show you our remodel job on the barn. See ya.
We hope you enjoyed this segment of our video with DeFi IoT. Remember, we're not professional advisors. We do this as a business, as a hobby, and we study, we experiment, and we want to share it with you. If you can get some benefit from this, great. What we do is we go out, we purchase with our own money, and we experiment to see what true results are. We want you to be able to share in our experiences so you don't have to lose like we have. If you can win where we've won, fantastic. Remember to do your own research and your own homework. It's very important before you make any decisions. We will see you in our next video.